It's Adam and Ross from Cultaholic.com. How are you feeling today, Ross?
I'm feeling a bit ill, Adam.
What's this?
Oh my God! It's hit the cleaners, don't worry.
Oh, trouble in paradise.
Bit ill. I'm a bit ill. So I've got Nations League fever, Adam.
Nations League fever?
Nations League fever. It's early in the morning. My ring's upstairs.
First off, an AEW star says WWE was like prison. Female WWE superstars are in Saudi Arabia and are reportedly waiting on approval for a match. And we have an update on an injured WWE superstar. So we kick things off with a rather interesting quote from a former WWE superstar who, in my opinion, had match of the night.
It was my match of the night as well.
I thought it was the storytelling.
The best match of both men's careers so far. Can you
Would
think
you
of
go
a
that far?
better Goldust match than that one?
I can't think of a better Goldust match. I'm trying to think of a better Cody. No, I think you're right.
It is, yeah. Well, very good.
Cody's promo at the end. We're talking about Dustin Rhodes, by the way. Cody's promo at the end where his voice cracks a little bit. He's a hell of an actor. I don't want to say an actor because that sounds awful, but his performance was unreal. So good. Well, at the morning after Double or Nothing at Starcast, Dustin Rhodes, the former Goldust, spoke to Kenny McIntosh of Inside the Ropes, the Scottish Kermit the Frog. And he had some interesting things to say. We're going to read some of those now. So during this interview, he said, whether I deserved it or not, I don't know, but that's what I wanted. That's where my passion was, and I lost it along the way. I wanted out. It was hard to get out. It's like prison. It really is. It's one of the prisons that they take very good care of you in, but I needed to go and do something else. They had taken good care of me, but I needed to get out, breathe, and find my passion again. And I think it's fairly obvious that that's absolutely happened. He took to Instagram as well and said that he'd been up for the past night crying about how special this whole thing was to him. We got the tag match coming up. It was just brilliant. It's
got to be hard being a superstar in WWE like Goldust was. I know he was getting on a bit, so you can understand why he had a reduced role. But sitting backstage and doing nothing must do your head in when you're a performer who wants to perform. But I'm at the stage now, Adam, where I've seen this said by so many people now. I just want AEW to move on. Do their own thing. Just forget about WWE, let them do their own stuff. Don't say it's prison, don't say, creator's bad and whatnot. Just focus on your own stuff and make that good.
I agree. I think it worried me, even at Double or Nothing, when the Cody replied to Triple H essentially smashing up the throne and all that stuff. I just thought the whole point was, and they had previously said Piss Ant Company, right?
Oh, was that
that was the Hall of Fame speech. So Dustin continued here saying, I love pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is my first love. And for the past 4 years with WWE, I kind of lost my passion because let's face it, you're sitting in the back, you're not doing anything. It's really hard, really frustrating. He goes on to say, it's like, oh, we'll just put you in a backstage segment standing in the hall while Goldberg makes his effing entrance. Thanks, I appreciate that, but not thanks. I'd rather be doing something with substance on the show and a storyline. You can understand it, as you say, because he's a guy who is getting on a bit. He's in his 40s and...
Oh, he's 50 now.
Is he?
Oh,
wow,
so, yeah.
I didn't even realise that. Well, he can still go, that's for sure. It's been a bad few weeks for WWE PR. This doesn't help at all.
It's weird, isn't it, how we've heard all this stuff for many years, and it's all just been confirmed all of a sudden. Vince McMahon's out of touch.
Yeah, you can understand why AEW are doing it, because it's good PR for them and it's bad PR for what is essentially, I think, their competition.
I think they're obviously smart, doing everything fans hate about WWE, they need to do. That makes sense, but coming out and just saying stuff like, oh, it's a prison or whatnot, when you've made millions of dollars, presumably.
And he says they took good care of him.
Over 20 years.
It's like one of those prisons that take good care of you. Where are those, sorry?
I don't know.
Well, let's move on. Next up, we thought we had the final card for WWE Super Showdown airing from Saudi Arabia.
Are you excited?
I cannot wait. It's 1 day away. Goldberg,
Christmas.
Taker. Woohoo! But the card may not be finalised yet. We now know that 3 female WWE talent are in Saudi Arabia. The first is Renee Young.
Commentator.
Alexa Bliss.
She's a wrestler.
Natalia.
She's another wrestler.
There you go. You learn things here on the Cultaholic Morning News. But it appears now that we may be getting a match between Natalia and Alexa Bliss. So Pro Wrestling Sheet, according to their sources, say that WWE does want to have Natty and Alexa wrestle on the show and have been in talks with the Saudi Arabian General Sports Authority for a number of months in order to be granted permission for the match to take place. As of now, the match hasn't been announced. It could be announced in the next 24 hours. Well, we're running very short on time. This is really interesting. Obviously, this will be a first ever and will perhaps improve the PR slightly. I mean, it's still a disaster, obviously.
Wrestling fans of our ilk now know that 2 wrestlers, female wrestlers, are in Saudi Arabia. If that match now doesn't happen, that's a big portion of the audience that now know this progressive relationship with Saudi Arabia isn't really that progressive.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's worse now because they revealed via their Instagrams and Snapchats that they were on a plane off to Saudi Arabia. If they now get there and we don't see them at all, it's obvious that I want to get this right, the Saudi Arabian General Sports Authority has said no to the match because I don't think there's a reason for them being out there if they're not going to have a match.
Maybe PR and just interviews and whatnot and good spin saying, oh, look at our ladies out there doing this, that and the other.
If the match doesn't happen, it's going to be really interesting to see if they are used at all in any way. If we do see them doing PR and press, and we'll see. We'll keep you updated on the situation. Of course, we're doing a live stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. British summertime, I think.
Yep.
All of the proceeds of that are going to Amnesty International. Next up, we have an update on an injured WWE superstar. We previously reported that Mickie James suffered an apparent knee injury during a house show in Waco, Texas, where she was wrestling Carmella. She was replaced the next night by Zelina Vega for the next house show. James has now confirmed via Instagram Live that after undergoing an MRI, it was determined that she injured her ACL. As a result, she will be sidelined indefinitely. Typically, these take between 6 and 9 months to sort. She hadn't had a match. She was drafted, and she hadn't.
In my research the other day, I found she'd had 2 televised matches since about January the 28th. One on Raw, and then one was the pre-show Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. It's sort of come to a standstill for Mickie James, hasn't it?
It's a shame because she's still good, and in the ring, she's still carrying opponents as well.
She hasn't helped herself with the whole MILF thing, though, I guess.
The MILF thing?
She's on Monday Night MILF, I think it's called, on Instagram and stuff. She's like, just
Is that what? It's a username?
I think she's trying to get that hashtag over.
Oh, right.
Brother, for the merchandise. Imagine all the lads walking around with Monday Night MILF on the t-shirts.
She's not wrong, is she? Her final match was the WrestleMania kickoff show, as you say. We'll keep you updated on Mickie James. Like to see her back sooner rather than later.
The injury bug is striking again, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Sheamus is down. Big E's got a knee injury. Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy's legs are gone.
It is that many, isn't
Mickie James, Nia Jax as well.
Well, it's a good thing they've literally got 1,000 wrestlers on their roster. Next up, in a sentence that I didn't think I would be saying today, Goldberg has blocked Matt Riddle on Twitter. So, Matt Riddle yesterday posted to Instagram and Twitter a screenshot that just reads, "At Goldberg blocked you. You are blocked from following Goldberg and viewing Goldberg's tweets." He commented on this saying, "I can't wait to watch your match this Friday so I can see how good you are at wrestling."
Not a big WCW fan, it seems, Matt Riddle. I think it's fantastic, mate. But this all stems from an interview Matt Riddle did 2 years ago where he criticised Goldberg's matches for being very short.
That was the whole thing with Goldberg, though. I'm going to stick up for Billy here. Because,
Billy?
Billy
Did you go to school with him, did you?
Because that's his whole thing. He squashes people. That was his matches. It's all about bang, spear, jackhammer. That's it.
But Riddle argues that's because he wasn't capable of having matches that were longer.
I think that's a fair point as well, to be honest. But that's not his character. Yeah, I think it's fair enough. You've got to wonder what it's going to be like backstage. Riddle is reported to be over in Saudi.
Apparently
he's one of the rumoured names. Him and Adam Cole. So we might see him pop up in the 50-man battle royal. Who knows? You've got to wonder what it's going to be like backstage when you do something like that.
I can't imagine Matt Riddle somebody people stay mad at, though. He just walks in, "Hey, bro, I didn't mean it, man." Passes him a doobie. Him and Goldberg spliffing up backstage.
So there you go. I'd like to say we'll keep you updated, unless there's a big fight backstage in Saudi Arabia. Fingers crossed on that one.
Riddle would win that hands down.
Oh,
did you see how much Goldberg was sweating just talking? Jesus Christ.
Before we go, we have a pre-show match announcement for Super Showdown tomorrow night. The pre-show is now confirmed as the Usos taking on the Revival. Who have you got and why?
I have the Usos to get us off to a good babyface popping victory. I just hope they give them the full hour. Because we don't we don't need to hear Byron Saxton breaking down the Undertaker versus Goldberg.
Ross, we have video packages to watch, as we've seen on SmackDown especially this week.
I don't want to hear Jerry the King Lawler breaking down the science behind Undertaker versus Goldberg in 2019?
I think I do. As long as Booker T's there, then I definitely
I want to
do.
hear that, yeah. Who are you taking?
I'll take the Usos as well. I know, I agree with you. So who's Jack and Sam got for this?
I heard that Jack the Jobber has actually picked the Mean Street Posse.
That
Sam the Shredder Driver has picked late 90s pop sensation Lolly
from Viva La Radio fame. And others. Mickie.
Hey Mickie also. She did a lot of covers.
You blow my mind. Is that a cover?
That was a cover, yeah.
Oh,
I forget who. I forget. It was from the 80s. A big song in the 80s.
Hey Mickie, you're so fine. You're so fine.
Let us know in the comments who did that song, because I can't remember.
Hey Mickie.
The Super Showdown's tomorrow, and we're very excited.
Can't bloody wait. See you later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.